You won't believe what the Dominion family just did to Director Ritchie Mdosi, and honestly, nobody saw this coming. After weeks of silence, after fans begged them to speak up, they finally broke, and what they said, it sent absolute shockwaves through the entire Kenyan content creator community. But wait, because just when you think you know how this story ends, a twist so dramatic, so unbelievable, drops in the last 24 hours that has left everyone, and I mean everyone, completely speechless. Tears, betrayal, public call-outs, and a reconciliation that nobody asked for. Stay right here, because what I'm about to reveal to you will change everything you thought you knew about the Mdosi family, the Dominion family, and the ugly truth behind influencer breakups in Kenya. Let's get into it. Now, if you're not familiar with the Dominion family, let me bring you up to speed, because their involvement is what turned this from a regular celebrity breakup into a full-blown scandal. The Dominion family is a faith-based collective, a tight-knit group of content creators, ministers, and influencers who operate within the Kenyan Christian digital space. They are known for their strong stance on biblical values, marriage integrity, accountability, and walking the talk. They are not just casual acquaintances of Director Ritchie and Rena. No, they are deeply embedded in the same circles. They have collaborated on content, they have shared platforms, and they have ministered together. They have prayed together, and their audiences overlap significantly. So, when the Mdosi family breakup drama erupted, every single eye turned to the Dominion family, and the question on everyone's lip was simple. Where do you stand? Are you with Ritchie? Are you with Rena? Or are you going to pretend that this is not happening? For weeks, the Dominion family said nothing, absolute silence, and that silence, it was deafening. Because in the age of social media, silence is a statement, and fans were not having it. Comments flooded their pages, DMs poured in, tags, mentioned, quote tweets. The pressure was relentless. Fans wanted answers, they wanted accountability, they wanted the Dominion family to do what they had always preached, stand for the truth. And then, after what felt like an eternity of silence, the Dominion family finally spoke, but what they said was far harsher than anyone expected. But that is not all. Wait until you see what happened next. The Dominion family did not just casually address the situation. They did not release a soft diplomatic, "we wish both parties well" type of statement. No, what they did was draw a hard line, a line that shocked fans, divided opinions, and sent a clear and unmistakable message to Director Ritchie Mdosi. Their official public statement, which circulated widely across social media, contained several key elements that we need to break down carefully, because every word was chosen deliberately. First, they explicitly called out the nature of the breakup drama itself. They stated, in no uncertain terms, that the public back and forth between Ritchie and Rena, the airing of dirty laundry, the cryptic social media posts, the involvement of fans in private marital affairs, all of it did not align with their Christian values, and let that sink in. A group that had stood shoulder to shoulder with the Mdosi family publicly declared that the behavior on display was contrary to everything they believed in. Second, they addressed Director Ritchie directly. Now, this is the part that truly sent shockwaves through the community. The Dominion family did not hide behind vague generalizations. They felt forced by the constant tagging, the relentless fans' pressure, the demand for accountability. To name Ritchie Mdosi specifically, they called him out publicly in front of hundreds of thousands of followers. The message was clear: we cannot remain silent while our name is being associated with behavior that contradicts the gospel we preach. Third, and this might be the most significant part of all, they issued what we have described as a boundary line statement. They made it crystal clear that while they acknowledge their past collaboration and shared history with the Mdosi family, they will not, under any circumstances, be dragged into the private affairs, the social media feuds, or the public spectacle that the breakup had become. This was not a gentle nudge. This was a door being slammed shut loudly. Now, the reaction to this statement was immediate and intense. Some fans praised the Dominion family for having the courage to uphold their values, even when it meant cutting ties with close associates. They called it integrity, they called it leadership, they called it exactly what the church needed to see. But others were furious. They accused Dominion family of abandoning Ritchie and Rena in their darkest hour, of being performative, of using the situation to boost their own moral image while offering no real support or mediation to a couple and a family that was clearly in crisis. The debate raged online for days, thread after thread, video after video. The Dominion family statement became the most discussed element of the entire Mdosi breakup saga, and when people thought the story could not possibly get more dramatic, everything changed. Now, I need to take you back into the 5 months of separation, because to truly understand why the Dominion family's response was so severe and why what happens next is so jaw-dropping, you need to know just how messy this split became. During the roughly 5 months that Director Ritchie and Rena were apart, the situation deteriorated in ways that no one anticipated. There were public accusations, statements made on social media that painted deeply unflattering pictures of both parties. The kind of statements that once they are out there, you cannot take them back. The internet remembers everything. There were moments of what fans described as soft launching. Now, for those unfamiliar with the term, that refers to subtly hinting to a new romantic partner on social media without fully confirming anything. A photo here, a caption there, just enough to get people talking. And during the separation, both Ritchie and Rena were accused by fans and observers of soft launching new partners. Whether these accusations were fully substantiated or based on speculation is a matter of debate, but the perception was damaging, extremely damaging. Remember, this is a couple whose entire brand was built on Christian family values, on being an example, on showing the world what a godly marriage looks like. So, when the public saw what appeared to be relationships emerging before the dust had even settled on the old one, the backlash was fierce. This is also precisely the behavior that Dominion family was referencing when they said the situation did not align with their values. They were not just talking about the breakup itself, they were talking about everything that came with it, the spectacle, the apparent moving on, the disregard, in their view, for the sanctity of their commitment that had been made. Fans were divided into camps. Team Ritchie, Team Rena, and the toxicity grew with each passing week. Comment sections became war zones. Collaborators were pressured to pick sides. And then the children, the Mdosi children, whose faces had been part of the family brand, were caught in the middle of a storm they never asked to be part of. It was ugly, and there is no word for it. Here is where this story takes a turn that absolutely nobody predicted. As of February 20th, 2026, Director Ritchie Mdosi and Rena Solomon have officially reconciled. After 5 months of public warfare, after the accusations, after the soft launching, after the Dominion family's scathing public statement, after fans invested weeks of emotional energy choosing sides and defending their positions, Ritchie and Rena, around that, announced that they are back together and they are giving their marriage a second chance. The announcement came within the last 24 hours and it hit the Kenyan internet like an earthquake because nobody saw this coming, not after everything that had been said, not after everything that had been done. According to reports and their own public communications, the couple cited two primary reasons for the reconciliation. The first was their children, the well-being and stability of the Mdosi children. The second reason was a mutual desire to rebuild the Mdosi family brand. Whether the motivation is purely love, purely practical, or a combination of both, the fact remains they are back together and the internet is losing its collective mind. Now, one of the most notable reactions to the reconciliation came from media personality MC Jimmy Kajim, and his words deserve to be highlighted because they carry a lesson that extends far beyond this one situation. Jimmy Kajim addressed the Kenyan public directly, and this message was blunt. He warned Kenyans, in no uncertain terms, to never take sides in celebrity breakups. Think about it, just days ago, the Dominion family issued one of the most definitive, most public, most value-driven statements of their entire existence as a collective. They drew a line in the sand. They called out Ritchie Mdosi by name. They distanced themselves from the Wadosi family, and they declared that the behavior on display was incompatible with their Christian faith. And now, the couple they distanced themselves from is back together, smiling, posting family content, rebuilding the very brand that the Dominion family publicly disavowed. So where does this leave the Dominion family? This is the tension that nobody is talking about, but everyone is thinking about. Did they act too quickly? Did they let the fan pressure push them into making a statement they might now regret? Were they right to speak up, regardless of the outcome? Or did they fall into the exact trap that Jimmy Kajim warned about, taking a side in a fight that was never going to end the way they assumed? The truth is, there is no easy answer, and that is what makes this entire saga so compelling, because it exposes a fundamental contradiction at the heart of influencer culture, especially faith-based influencer culture. The Dominion family chose distance. They chose to protect their brand and their message. And at that time, many people applauded that decision. But now, with Ritchie and Rena back together, the applause has been replaced by awkward silence and some very pointed questions. Will the Dominion family walk back their statement? Will they welcome Ritchie and Rena back into the fold? Or will they stand firm on the boundary they drew, even though the circumstances have completely shifted? As of right now, they have not issued a follow-up statement, and that silence, once again, is speaking volumes. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Dominion family was right to take such a harsh public stand, or did they move too fast and now look foolish after the conciliation? And what about Ritchie and Rena? Do you believe this reunion is genuine, or is it just about saving the brand? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one of them. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the stories everyone is talking about. I will see you in the next video.